just told you your mic's right there, but mine's like all the way over here. Yeah. And I can't get it to stay. I guess that's where it lives now.
Hello. Hello, Nature's Wands and Mateo and Vengeance and Tony Diagnosis favorite 2000s movie question mark. And Dark Wizard and T and Miraculous and Ethan.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even remember like what came out when.
Me neither. Does How's Moving Castle count?
I don't know. Did that come out in 2000?
It's the 2000s. I mean, anything after the year 2000 is the 2000s.
No, the 2000s is like the first 10 years.
Hello, Xander.
Otherwise, it would be the 2010s.
I have stitches in my forehead, just so you know.
Yeah, I had to teach her a lesson.
I had a couple of moles. Hello, Mothman. What are your thoughts on that Harry Potter show reboot?
So I don't know about the new controversy. What's the new controversy on it? Because I know that there was like some controversy that people are like, oh, they already ruined it.
Really?
Yeah, so tell me what that is. But other than that, whatever that's going to be, I don't mind reboots, to be honest with you. I don't think the movies were ever like, they were good when they came out, but I don't know. I feel like they're fine. They're not the books. The books are still, will always be better. And I don't think the show could ever outlive or outperform, I guess, the books. The movies were fine. They just weren't the book. They were like good, like highlight reels in some ways, and in other ways they were just completely different stories and characters, to be honest.
Do you still make wands?
Yeah, I mean, lately I've been making a lot.
Cheaper by the dozen.
Is that a movie?
I guess.
Sounds like an Adam Sandler movie or something, or like a.
It sounds like a dumb
Drew
movie.
Barrymore movie.
Sorry, Tony. Just kidding. Is executive producer J.K. J.K.
Oh, is
Rowling.
that why people are hating on it? Oh man, I don't care about that. I honestly think that that's a good choice to have her be a part of the story. To be honest with you, because she did write the story.
Vengeance said no dark side. Kivox. What does that mean?
Thoughts?
I don't think it's bad to have her in there. Except that she likes to retcon a bunch of stuff.
Let me just throw something out there. Like, I'm not drawing right now because you always complain when I draw and I don't pay attention to the chat and stuff. But I need you to like help me,
Mm-hmm.
like not just read it. Like we are just cruising through these comments. They're asking us questions and stuff, so we need to answer and say what we think. What do you think? Yo, it's so hot in here. Like, I shouldn't have worn a sweater because it's so hot now.
Like I said, I don't.
Are you comfortable now? Temperature-wise?
No, I'm a little cold.
You're a little cold, right? But imagine if it was 3 degrees hotter than it is right now. Like you wanted it to be.
I wanted it to
be
be
like
2 degrees hotter.
I'm burning up right now. I'm like dying.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing unless she decides to retcon a bunch of stuff. But even her opinions on her own work doesn't make sense. Like, I don't know how to describe that without getting in trouble. So,
I wouldn't get you in trouble.
Hello, insert metal. I haven't heard of any controversy outside the fact that it's kind of unnecessary. I kind of agree, not gonna lie.
I don't think it's unnecessary because the movies were fine. Like I said earlier, like people love the movies, but like some people that love the movies never even read the books. Plenty of people love the movies but never read the book. So it's like, most of the fans, I would say, probably haven't read the books.
Most?
Yeah. I mean, you can't say that you like the movies either better than the books and actually be correct. You're just wrong. The books just hold so much, like, I feel like they'll hold up forever. And they just have like so much more, I don't know, like spirit and like heart. Like they're just like
you just can't pack that much information and feeling into.
And that's
like
what's exciting about a show.
Yeah.
Right, especially with a HBO budget.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of episodes, if they follow the story like very well, there's a lot of episodes that a lot of things wouldn't happen. It would be a lot cheaper of an episode, as opposed to, you know, all the big stuff that's going to happen at the end. And honestly, the beginning of the story, like the beginning first movie, like there wasn't a lot of spectacle. I feel like it was pretty tame because it was all new, so it was introducing all this crazy new stuff to us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be interesting seeing like some young kid actors, and then they better be filming that stuff. I mean, it's gonna make money. All they need to do is follow the script. They have a perfect script. Just follow the script and obviously cut out some of the fat that doesn't work for like live action, but it's all based on reality.
Ethan said, "Can I buy one? If so, where can I?"
Enderswands.com. I have some up right now on sale there.
Tony said it's a Steve Martin movie.
That sounds right.
Miraculous said, "I love how you make your wands. They're so amazing to me, but I was wondering if you ever thought about making a wand that could do something like light up and stuff like that."
I have, yes. I've thought about making some that, like, not the tip would light up, but like something on the handle would light up. Like if you twist it or something or press the button. I would probably do a twist as opposed to press a button thing.
He said people are mad that she works on her own creations. LOL. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Vengeance said, "Did you guys see the last Airbender trailer from Netflix?"
I actually have it queued up on the iPad right now, and I was thinking about doing like a live watch. I was driving around today, and I was listening to a video, and I was listening to people talking about it, but I didn't watch it. And I was gonna pull it up the other day to watch it with you, and you like complained about it, so then I turned it off because I get annoyed when people like complain about stuff, and they're like, love you, but very difficult sometimes. Women, what are you gonna do?
Mothman said, "True, she'll retcon the weirdest things." Blink twice if you're okay, Meek. Because you're so mean to me.
I guess.
Hello, Chelsea, by the way.
I probably said something.
Yeah, it took me a long time to read the books. I still haven't finished Deathly Hallows. I mean, I'm reading them right now. The only thing that they left out are Ron and Harry doing homework and classwork.
No. What about Peeves? That's like always like my go-to is like a simple, fun addition. And like, didn't he like at some point like tell on them and like actually was like the reason that like Harry and Ron got caught and stuff? But there's Peeves. There's a bunch of like dynamics between like the characters. There's just like there's so much left out. It's not like they don't even really do. I don't even remember from the book them doing homework.
Yeah, they do a lot.
They do.
Yeah.
I don't. I that just like just. You've read them a lot more often than I have, though. I think I've read them.
It's been a while, but I read them more.
I think I've read them 3 times total. That's it. And the first time I read it, I started in the 4th book. And then read like the 5th book and then stopped. And then I met you. And then that's when I read them all. Because you had the audiobooks.
Oh, yeah. How much are they?
They're on the site. They vary.
That's nice. I would buy it. You should really consider it, the light up ones. It's so good, dude, said Vengeance.
What's so good? Oh, the trailer. Yeah. I've heard about it. Like I said, I've watched like listened to like 3 videos of people talking about it, and everybody, for the most part, pretty excited about it.
I will say that after that new great Percy Jackson show, I do have a lot more faith in this new show. Could be interesting. You think they'll make new wand designs for everyone? ?
Oh, that is a really good question, actually. Huh. That would be. Yes, I do think they will, because that's money. That's printing money right there.
You really think?
They're gonna.
Or they could just keep it the same, and now people will want them. No. Like if they actually show them off in the show, like they never really showed them in the movies.
There's no way. They're gonna either modify them, and this will be the new Harry wand, and it'll be the new Hermione wand, or they're gonna give them all new designs. 100%, dude. I'm very it's money, dude. It's printing money.
I vote no.
Okay, so think about this. Most things that are made, especially like big, like things like this that can sell toys, are made to sell toys.
I agree with maybe them tweaking it a little, but making them completely different, I don't think so.
I'm just saying, if they do, I mean, they're not going to be the same. I think it would be interesting if they did the same, but at the same time, it it would be like a cop out. I feel like it would be like this new show gets everything new except now their wands have to be exactly the same. Now something like the Elder Wand, maybe keep that the same because it's very iconic, and like something like that. But that's really the only one that I would be like okay with them keeping the same. I would like to see some new designs. Wand designs have come so far from the original. Well, the original they didn't even have like unique looking designs. I think it was the second or the third movie that they started actually having real like different designs and stuff for each of the wands.
Nemesis said the whole spew thing is left out too. Dude, there's so many things left out. It's not even funny. T said not the same actors. They need new wands. I'm not convinced. Dark Wizard said, "Oh dang, I would kind of be excited to see new wands."
I'm telling you, they're gonna do new wands. It's money. The think about it. You think that they're just making this show to like make a cool thing? No, it's to make money.
Or bring in new audiences to sell the wands that they already have, so they don't have to redesign.
So you
old
think
stuff.
that no, it's not. You know how many people how many people right now make wands? You know how easy it is to like for like them to get a designer to design like to get one of their like special effects artists to like make new wands for everybody. And then it's cool because like they can even just like they did with lightsabers and stuff, they can even have like the people actually like choose between like they'll give them like three options. They get to choose three options. That's what they did with like Obi-Wan and stuff. Did you know that?
No.
You weren't even listening
until
I said, did you know that? You were like, huh? And then you looked at me and then processed what I said. Come on, Meek. Like this is why I'm not drawing right now. I'm not drawing any wands right now so that I could keep you company and have the chat. Oh, Mike's here. Even though he said he couldn't join us. Is that enough?
I think so. Tony said it would be a fun bonding exercise if they allowed the cast to design their wands.
Yeah, I don't think they'll do that because they're gonna have kids.
Vengeance said, I would love newer wand designs, just don't change them midway through the show unless it's to give them different wands.
No, 100% they won't. They're going to have the same thing. They're going to have it all figured out because you got to realize Harry Potter was a whole new thing when the movie came out. The first movie came out, and then they changed hands between movies and stuff, different directors. But yeah, and then once they figured out like, oh, if we do these individual, like unique, because in the books, they don't describe any of the wands, like they just describe the core of Harry and Voldy.
You guys are my favorite YouTubers. Would love to meet you someday. Are you interested? I'll pay. I mean, sometimes we'll announce like if we're going somewhere and like some people have met up with us at locations like Disney World or something like that or Universal. But
we went to Harry Potter World too.
We went to New York.
Harry Potter store in New York.
Yeah. Xander, yes, they will change the wands. Mothman, I agree. They probably will make new wands for everyone, but geez, what a task making everyone new wands. I couldn't buy everyone's new Noble Collection wands.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be a lot. Tony, if they want to differentiate themselves from the movies, they have to make new wands.
Good point.
Do you have any ideas for character new wand designs, what they could look like?
No. I honestly don't like when they make wands that are like
the characters,
like Slughorn.
Looks like a slug.
Like looks like a slug. It's like that's dumb. Like what's his dad's wand look like? A bigger slug or an older slug? Because apparently they just look like what they end up being at the end. Like I'm assuming that like Voldemort's wand changed throughout his life. Like something happened and maybe it evolved, or I don't know if that's not written lore of wands, but like maybe it's like a lightsaber crystal, right, where like it can bleed or it can change, and it has obviously they have sentience of some kind. They have, they are somewhat alive. But I think that his wand, because imagine like you're like, here's your wand, it says evil on it, evil wizard, like like it's like, Dumbledore, keep an eye on that guy, like, freaking what's his face would just be like calling up people. He'd be like, hey, Hey, yeah, I just sold this guy this wand, and I don't know why I made it, but it said evil wizard on it. Um, it chose him, so I'm just saying, just
I
throwing
made
that one out
Slug
there.
Wand and it chose this guy named Slughorn.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
that's the thing. It's like no,
you
like
know.
you gotta make them like I like Harry's, I like Hermione's, I like Ron's because they're just wands.
Yeah.
They just look like wands. They don't have like a theme to them or anything. You know, most of them are okay. Some of them are just weird, like some choices that they made.
I
You
mean,
know,
Mike has a good point. He said maybe they modifying their own wands.
yeah, yeah. Even Voldemort says it to Lucius when he like doesn't like that his wand is all bedazzled and stuff.
He did say something?
Yeah, now I don't remember if that was only in the movie or if it even was in the movie
I
or
don't
if it was
remember it.
only in the book and if it wasn't in the movie. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
that's the thing. I get the things confused a little bit like what actually happened in the books and what didn't happen sometimes. Um I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I've only watched the movies like all throughout like together, like every single one, maybe 3 times.
Mm.
I'd say two and a half. Like I've
I
watched
don't
them
know
at
how
least
many.
twice all the way through
Mm.
because once by myself and once with you, and then other times just like random movies or random parts of the movie, like if it was ever on TV, which I don't watch TV, but
So Michael said 99.9% of the audience doesn't know what their wands look like. Most of them probably couldn't even pick out the Elder One. And then he said maybe you'll get the call.
nah.
Mothman said Kivox has a point. That's basically printing money. Vengeance said Meek, wherever there are people to design things for a product, people will buy it. Dances with Aardvarks says good evening. Hello. Nemesis, knowing the whole story before they start gives them a chance to
That too,
showcase
yeah,
the new wands early on.
yep,
And rebooting will totally give new hype for all the Harry Potter products in the theme park.
yeah,
I don't
yeah.
understand that comment. Knowing the whole story before they start gives them a chance to
So
showcase.
before they start the new show, they know the entire Harry Potter book story.
Yeah.
So that gives them a lot more like obviously if they want to
You're
promote
saying
the
time?
no, they just know what's gonna happen and they know the story better. So like when the first movie came out, wasn't there only like 3 books or 4 books or something like that?
Oh,
So they may have not
I
known
don't
or
know. Yeah.
and now that they know that like wands, people like to buy wands and it's like it's already there. It's a whole new line of things that they could put out now and have more
Mm.
people. But also them knowing the entire story, they could put in little things that we only found out like that she only teased at the beginning of because that's kind of how it was, right? The books would come out, or the books would come out, and it would be like a tease at the beginning of the book, and there would be a reveal at the end. But there was almost never a tease at like book one that paid off in book four,
Mm-hmm.
or book five. There was some things that she retconned and it worked, and she made it work. But now knowing the entire story, the same thing for the Avatar show, like Zuko's sister. Do you remember her? Anyway, one of the like villains from the later seasons was only really introduced in the later seasons,
Mm.
or maybe the end of book one or something. But she's gonna be in season one, which is cool. It's kind of like what they did with Garp in the One Piece show, where
Mm.
they introduced him now, even though when Oda was writing it, he didn't even know Garp existed until probably 100 episodes in, or whenever he first showed up. So that's what's interesting about it. By the way, this thing on her head was a mole. Did you have 2 moles removed
Mm-hmm.
from the forehead and then one here?
And 3.
They like sewed over your hair, Meek.
So
It's gonna sew your hair into your scalp.
that would suck if I got like an ingrown hair from it.
Yeah.
Vengeance said, "Give us book Voldy." I don't know what that means.
You don't think Voldemort was pretty good in the books or in the movies? I thought he was pretty good. Oh yeah, by the way, Mike said that the movie sucked. The movies didn't suck. They were good. They just weren't. They just weren't.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? When you
Well,
went to
no.
the movies to watch them,
Later on, they like changed way too much stuff. Like
the last two books
the
were pretty
first,
good.
I don't remember.
But
It's
anyway,
been a
I think that
while.
they were good movies. They just weren't the same as the books. The books are definitely better, but that doesn't make that the movie's a bad product. I think it's still good.
Kyle agreed with me.
On what?
Or no, wait. I thought he said I agree with her. He said Thar, whatever that means. Do you have any ones in the making at the moment? Yeah,
One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8, and then there's 9 and 10 in the shed.
I
But
think he was thinking of showing you guys some.
I was thinking about it.
That's dumb. Oh, I agree. That's dumb. I see. For how long have you been together / married?
35 years.
9 years. This year will be 10 years married.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And we've known each other for almost 14.
We're so old.
Voldemort's wand changing is a big theory I've seen. As his skin changed, it slowly peeled and stuff. Because why the crap would Ollivander make something like that?
I mean, it's a cool looking wand.
Tony said it would be cool if their wand designs foreshadow that storyline.
Can you sit up?
Oh, I'm tired.
That doesn't mean you have to like turn into a witch. You're like an old hag.
Would you be able to go to my wedding and give all the guests wands?
No.
I'll do $5,000 if you're interested and available. It's about a year out. That is so much work. I honestly just don't think he would have the time, even if he wanted to.
It's a lot of wands.
We have full-time jobs, unfortunately. T said Voldemort takes his wand and breaks the handle for his cane.
Yeah. So is that in the movie or in the books? We're talking about what's his face? I mean, you know, he has the snake thing on the end.
I didn't remember him breaking it for a cane.
Yeah, and then that's why he uses like his old crappy wand. That's why he has 2 wands.
I don't remember.
Oh.
The first 2 are legit adaptations, possibly the best. Xander said, I watch them every few months.
What?
Mothman said, yeah, I'm more than sure Professor Slughorn is the kind of guy to commission someone to modify his wand to look like a slug.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it could always be like a new wand, you know, like Ron didn't have a wand until later on, right? He had like a hand-me-down, right?
Yeah, well, his own, yeah. The movies get worse and worse. I think if you don't know the books, a lot of stuff won't make sense.
Yeah, and that's
yet at the same time they're horrible adaptations except for the first 2.
I feel like that's a lot how like I feel about Star Wars the movies too. The old movies. I feel like there's so much lore behind everything, and if you don't know the lore, it's just like a fine movie. It's a fun movie, but then once you like do some diving into
a lot of the lore was written after the first 3 movies.
I know, but that's the thing. That's like they're just very simple movies. It's like bad guy, good guy, beat up, and then the end. But then when you know all the stuff, especially the prequel trilogy, like once you know more about Star Wars, the prequel trilogy pays off a lot more. But when you're just going in as like a newbie, you're just kind of like, this is kind of boring and kind of weird.
I always liked it.
But you went in already being a Star Wars fan. The prequel trilogy wasn't your first trilogy or your first introduction to Star Wars. It can't be. You need to like know a little bit about Star Wars before you go into that.
T said the books get bigger and bigger. It's normal. They cut more stuff. Mothman said, congrats, you guys. Michael said, are you guys siblings? And T said they're cousins. I wanted to see a more snake-like Voldemort, but for the movies, Ralph something was a good design.
Yeah, the actor was great.
What about
really
just
good.
being as a guest? And where do you live? I feel like you don't know us. That's kind of why would you want to pay for us to go to your wedding? We're not cool enough.
I don't know. I'm pretty freaking cool, dude.
T said the cane wand is in the movie. I don't remember the books, to be honest.
No, I know the cane wand is in the movie, and they have the replica of it too. But I don't know if they break it in the movie or is only the book. I have a memory of that meeting that they had where they're all sitting at the table torturing the lady. But I don't know if that was I know that scene was in the movie, but I don't know if the breaking part was in the movie.
I don't know about that. The book, it was in the book and the movie though. That scene. Really want to meet you guys, said Ethan. And T said randomly at your wedding, ? She's almost done with Wandering in 3. Yay, I can't make a heart.
I don't care.
Yay.
I don't care.
You're a jerk.
You're a jerk.
Michael said, yeah, there is no real lore to Star Wars. It's all tacked on crap.
Honestly, I think that Star Wars for me really became like one of my favorite series when the Clone Wars came out. And then I really, like, because I was able to tell, it was a TV show, So I was able to tell a story, and I was able to like really bond and learn the characters a lot more. I think that that's like one of the best things that Star Wars has ever had is
Mm.
the Clone Wars. And I heard the Bad Batch is pretty good. I want to watch that.
I
And
don't know. I don't mind them tacking on like lore after something is already established if it's like good, you know? Like
yeah, yeah. And it's I think that right now, like the current Star Wars thing stuff is really good. And I think I watched a thing about Ahsoka, talking about how like she is more like a true Jedi than any of the other Jedis that we've met so far.
I guess
Because she's and you think about it, right? We've grown up with her. She's pretty old now. Um, but like she went from being a brat that everybody hated in that movie, and then slowly everybody started liking her
but
in the
now she like
show.
barely
I
talks.
know, but you got to realize everything that she's been through. Like she was raised by the Jedi Order, betrayed by the Jedi Order, like had
Yeah.
to find herself, and then finally realized like
That was a
the
sad
truth.
episode, man.
Finally realized the truth behind like all of the Jedi, like and what it means to be like a part of the Jedi. You know, she is really like yeah, and Qui Gon too is the other one that was like a true Jedi. They like believed in the Force as opposed to, you know, following their stupid rules and all that dumb stuff. It's like they were like gray Jedi or like whatever they're called, white Jedi, whatever it was, gray. I think gray because it's like dark and light combined. That's what Ahsoka is. She's kind of like a gray Jedi, where like
Is
she's
she?
not like a light or dark.
Mm. Um.
She's the best, man. She's great.
Yeah, I've always loved her.
I like honestly, like I don't know how the hell like I never really liked Luke because he was just a brat, and then all of a sudden he comes back in the last movie and he's just like,
I'm
I'm
powerful,
awesome. It's
even
like,
though I skipped out on all my
yeah,
training.
how? Like, how did you become great? You know,
Yeah.
and like all wise and stuff.
So Mothman said, Kivox, if you ever open a public kind of walk-in wand shop, I promise you my application as understudy wand maker will be the first you see. Michael said, like, hey, that droid was trained by Mace Windu, then he had his mind wiped by Darth Vader. Very sad.
Was trained?
I don't remember this. Anything outside of the movies is fake.
Outside of the movies. Is that
For
Micah said that?
Star Wars? Yeah.
I mean, it's not though. It's literally not.
Canon, yeah. There's a bunch of canon stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, they
I mean,
changed what was canon.
all of the animated stuff right now is canon.
Ethan
To the
said
original.
Pelham, New Hampshire, but the wedding is in Maine. Oh, that's not super far from us. Retconning is fine if it's in the background, not part of the main active story. Well, I don't think Star Wars retcons really. They just like take what you know and give you the story of how it happened, and then they created like
No, I
background
mean
lore.
they've retcon stuff. Like retcon is kind of like a general term for
I know, but
you know, but and they've definitely done it. You know, like I mean even the original, even you can kind of say that like I mean I'm sure that he didn't have everything figured out, and he didn't really write all the Star Wars movies by himself anyway.
mm,
Um, but when the prequel trilogy came out, like you can call that a retcon because you know he mentioned the Clone Wars,
mm.
but we didn't know what the Clone Wars were. We just thought it was a war of clones or something. And you know that was retroactive.
I just love you guys. You're awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lucius, I require your
No, I'm gonna
wand.
do it like that guy. Remember? Thank you.
Who's
Remember that weird guy that we saw like the clips of, wherever like somebody was just like, "Oh, he's handsome," and then he's like, "Thank you."
I
And,
don't remember
and
that.
he's like, you were like, why is he looking at the camera? And he just like would always like look at the camera and like do this weird like.
Is this on like Instagram
Thank
or
you.
something?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember.
I never remember anything I send you.
Excuse me. Um, Lucia. Wait, no. In Maine? Question mark. I think I'm closer to Maine than they are, and I'm in Canada.
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 Yeah, well, I mean, you're like Canada's like on like a
Dark
isn't it
Wizard said,
border?
"My lord, Finn deserved better." I mean, he got out.
Finn?
Yeah.
You remember who Finn was?
Yes.
Okay. He got out.
Of being a
Oh,
star
Stormtrooper.
trooper.
A Star Wars man.
Every time they add something on, it makes the universe smaller.
I disagree, man.
Just make Ethan a wedding themed wand.
Yeah, I love all this stuff that they've been adding. To be honest with you, I don't think I've watched anything that I like. I'm like, oh, this is disgusting. Honestly, I think that the latest movies were like probably the weakest parts of Star Wars.
I don't know. We have to finish
Oh, and
Ahsoka, but I got really bored with that.
yeah, so like Boba Fett, I don't think was that good, but I don't like Boba Fett. Like I never liked Boba Fett. I liked young Boba, when he was a kid in Clone Wars. I thought that was interesting, but like once he became an adult, I was just like, he's just dumb. And I never liked him in the original series, so like I didn't really care for him coming back. I think I think The Mandalorian is good.
Yeah.
The best episode of Boba Fett was the 2 episodes of Mando that were in there that were thrown in there. I honestly like the latest season of the Mandalorian, even though it followed Bo-Katan a bunch, because I really liked her character. I thought she was
no,
cool.
the plot was good.
I thought it was fun, and like I don't mind, like I get that it's called the Mandalorian, right? But like I feel like I like having other side characters that are also important. I enjoy that. I don't want to like because he's kind of boring. He's kind of like Harry, right? Where he's just like the main guy. It's called Harry Potter, but it's about everybody else too. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not just like without everybody else, it would be super boring. Like it would be dumb because Harry is kind of a crappy character.
Um, Michael said I saw that video. It's just a way to explain why she's so poorly written and acted.
Oh, I think what's her face did a really good job. But if you
Who are you
read
talking about?
if Ahsoka, if you read the book though, the latest book that tells you how she got her white lightsabers and stuff, she's not. She's way more toned down than she was in the show. Also, the show where she originally appeared and was a child and stuff on is written by the same guy that wrote the Ahsoka show. That's in charge of the Ahsoka show. So if anybody knows the character, it's him. It's just it's like if Lucas made the latest Star Wars movies and made Luke throw away his lightsaber, and then everybody complained about it. Like if he said that that's what happened, I feel like you got to kind of take it because that's what happened because he said it happened, right? Because he's the creator. But it wasn't, so you can complain about it because it wasn't him that wrote that. And he freaking even what's his face, Mark Hamill, like hated that so much. Like he is so salty about
Why didn't
what
he
they did
fight
to
it
Luke.
more?
He probably did. He even sounded like he hated it in interviews. Like that's what you can see him in interviews. Like
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever seen it.
and
But
he even has interviews where he's just like talking about it after everything came out and stuff, and he's just like, that's not like my Luke, that he would have never done that.
man, I wish they had brought some of like the old book lore back because some of it was
They are.
good.
They are. So they're bringing some of like the stuff with the.
I'm talking like
Oh, you were saying
Luke and
stuff.
like like Luke in the old books that are not canon anymore. Like he gets married to Mara Jade. They have like 3 kids. One of them's named Anakin. I think he ends up dying or something. Like one of his kids end up dying. Like there's like a whole story, and they could have used a lot of that stuff. Mara Jade was supposed to be like a really cool chick. Like I don't know, and then now he's just like a hermit that never got married and started training Jedi and then gave up.
Episode 7 was like it's my favorite I think Star Wars movie. Like I really like it. Like
Wait, I was so okay. So yeah,
it was like my favorite. Like I loved it. I loved Rey. I loved Finn. I loved Poe Dameron. Like they were like my. I was just like, this is like my new. These are my new best friends. Like this is gonna be so great. They're gonna go on so many adventures. They're gonna beat that bad guy, that Snoke guy.
How did Luke lose his lightsaber?
I don't know. I think the one that they lost is the one that fell when they cut off his hand.
Ah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. In the book, Voldemort did ask Lucius for his wand, but he didn't snap it. Vengeance. Also, did you notice that Anakin, as he got older, was supposed to look like Qui-Gon Jinn? No. Sanders said, light, dark, Jedi. What? I don't know what that means. I don't think that Disney will ever sell Star Wars. They would be very stupid to sell it.
Of course they won't. You kidding me? They just need to, like, people hate it right now. A lot of people don't like it right now. They just need to wait a little bit. That's all you need to do is you wait a little bit, then you re-release some new thing. Same thing with Harry Potter, right? They're like they're gonna take a little while to come out with this new Harry Potter stuff. They tried some new stuff with it. It didn't like it was going good with the first Fantastic Beasts. Again, my like probably my favorite Harry Potter book or movie. Like honestly, it's my favorite Harry Potter movie. And what's good about it is that it's 100% canon to itself because it's the only version of itself that there is. There's no better version of the Fantastic Beasts movie. So we can't say like, oh, the book is better, you know, which the book would probably be better, even though there is a screenplay.
Mothman asked, "Do you think Yoda was a true Jedi?"
Yeah, I mean,
Yoda's like the Jedi.
I mean, yeah.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah, that's a line from the movie.
It is?
Yeah, from the latest movie, from the episode 9.
He shouldn't have taken a stand and not done the sequel trilogy.
I mean, I'm sure they paid him, man. Like, the guy's old, you know, like you're really gonna give up like a big paying job, you know. And then I'm sure that once you sign the contract, you're kind of stuck. And if you back out of the contract, you're probably gonna have to pay a big thing.
Anakin was Han and Leia's kid? Oh my bad. Maybe I'm mixing them up with Mara Jade. Or
you're saying in the
in the old books. I read those books like legit over 20 years ago at this point, so my memory is iffy. Insert said the fact that Jack Black was in The Mandalorian was hilarious.
Yeah, that was weird. Like some of the episode choices were definitely weird. Like
I remember.
I'm not a big fan when they but I like the whole Jack Black and his wife. I don't know. I know she's a famous lady too. I know that like doing that type of stuff is kind of weird. I think it's cool that I like Jack Black. He's just like a fun guy.
Yeah, it's funny.
I think it's fun that he was in it, but I feel like so I don't mind that. I think that's fine. But I like that whole other lore that they added with like the robots and like the robot bar. I think that was really interesting. Where they kind of show that like the droids are kind of alive,
yeah,
you know, and like
evolving.
Yeah, it's super interesting. I don't know. I look forward.
Grindelwald in his prime or Voldemort in his prime? Probably Voldemort.
I don't know. I cheer for Grindelwald. I would go Grindelwald.
Yeah, but I think Voldemort is just not afraid to go evil.
Neither is Grindelwald, dude.
They would have paid anyway later on
Grindelwald's
for using his face.
Grindelwald's such like a better.
Oh, Ben Skywalker.
Such a better thing.
Mara Jade and Luke's kid name was. I thought they had more than one kid, or maybe that's Leia and Han Solo that had 3 kids, and then they make them ended up being like divorced in the movies.
But
like,
isn't what's his face Ben? Isn't Kylo
Ben
Ren?
Solo? There was one.
Kylo Ren is Ben Solo.
Yeah, even though
But I mean, I'm pretty sure that's why they named him Ben.
Even though.
But also, no, it was probably because of Ben Kenobi, right?
Yeah. Old Ben. Isn't Kylo's name Ben? Yeah. Like, because, but that would mean that they took, I think that is just, coincidence, or, whatever.
It's just a classic name. It's just like Anakin, naming them Anakin, like, that would be, like, just a cool thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Star Wars. I think it, you know, they have some people that really like Star Wars right now. And they really know Star Wars, like running it. I don't know about the movie department, but like Ahsoka was basically just like a sequel to the Rebels show.
Yeah, I did not like
you. It was more for kids. It was for sure made more than Clone Wars was. Clone Wars was definitely a little bit more teen.
Not the Rebels show. I don't really remember the show, but I just don't like the live action Ahsoka, which was really sad. Because I love Ahsoka.
I think she was fine. I think that
the adults acting like teenagers was annoying.
They weren't really teenagers anymore at that point.
I said they were acting like teenagers.
Oh, I see. I thought you meant like the adult actors were acting like teenagers.
They made him Ben Solo, even though Ben had a relationship more with Luke. What would have happened if Grindelwald won? Ben Kenobi, that is.
What would have happened if he won?
Voldemort would win. He was evil. Grindelwald wasn't. He just had a different worldview.
Yeah, but that's like saying Hitler wasn't evil. He just had a different worldview. I mean, they're very similar in what they believe in.
What did Grindelwald do? Remind me, that was so evil.
Well, he wanted to like rule over humans because humans were like lesser people.
But did he kill?
Yes, he killed the baby. Remember?
Nah.
There was like a baby in the second movie that like was a human baby, and he was like crying or something, and they were like taking over that house, and they just like you just see a flash of green, and the baby stops crying.
In what movie? The Fantastic Beasts?
Second movie, yes.
Oh.
Grindelwald was barely in the other movies.
I'm like, that's I don't know.
Yeah, no, I mean he was basically wizard Nazi, or wizard Hitler, for sure. Whistler. So, what do you think? Like, I have in my head, like, for wizards and sorcerers and stuff, like, I have very much like the D&D versions of them in my head. Do you consider them wizards or sorcerers? I know they call themselves wizards, but what do you consider them? Well, do you see a difference between the two?
No.
Okay. To you, they're all the same.
So in D&D, remind me, like, I've never played a magic user, so I always forget. Like,
you're very much Yumiko here when it comes to this. You're like, you use magic, you're a wizard. That's all I care about.
So wizards are the ones that study or have it naturally. Study. And the sorcerers have magic naturally.
Yeah.
Grindelwald,
so like
in
Hermione,
his prime had the Elder Wand, though. That's why Dumbledore and him fought, if I remember correctly, and they stopped being friends. And he looked conflicted about that. I don't know.
So the thing is, we're talking about power and not like equipment, right? Because like I thought everything was equal except for their personal like abilities. So I don't know. It just comes to like, who's faster. Do you remember that meme you saw where apparently this is like the strongest spell, and it's when Dumbledore like shoots something back at Voldemort, and Voldemort just goes ah and just like screams, and it just like stops all of the sand or whatever it was, the glass shards. Just like ah.
Yeah. Sorcery is more with your hands versus wizards have wands.
So the way I see it, right, like, because this is how the D&D lore works, is that sorcery or sorcerers are innately magical. They're born of magic. They have natural abilities that they can do things with, kind of like how Harry was, right, where he just like said some stuff and the glass disappeared, and he talked to animals and like, or to snakes and stuff. So it's kind of like that. And then Hermione studies really hard and it has magic, right? But also studies really hard, and that's how she becomes such a great wizard.
Leonard said, "Pop." Hey guys.
Yeah, pop, lock, and drop it.
Shin was a wizard and had books to read all the time. I don't remember this.
Yeah, wizards read. That's what you said.
Tarantalegra dancing spell. What about Enchantress? It doesn't exist in D&D.
Well, enchantment spells exist.
Enchantress?
No, I know enchantment spells. Enchantress is just a female version of an enchanter, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I see like witches as being more like druidic, right? Like where it's more like casting magic with nature and using potions and like more like medicine based, but also like poison based as well. Like in my brain, that's just like the way I see like witches and stuff, and like hags, right? Like a hag, it's a creature in D&D. There's multiple different types of hags, but they're more like evil, and they can only be female hags.
Yeah,
and
true.
They usually have like a coven of hags, and the more of them there are, there's usually like 3, let's say, the more powerful they are together. And if they're not together, then they're much weaker. But it's like a sisterhood, basically.
We have played Baldur's Gate.
Love Baldur's Gate.
I mean, I played the old ones back in the day. I didn't play this new one.
Best game of the year. Game of the last.
Literally
it was game of the year, but for me, it was game of the year for sure.
For sure.
I don't see what could come out this year that I would like better than that.
Elden Scrolls.
Elder Scrolls?
Wait.
Elden Ring?
Elden Ring 2.
No. Baldur's Gate, definitely better.
Then Elder's Gate
Are you
Scrolls.
okay? Are you okay? You just combined three different
Elden
things.
Ring.
Elders games.
Elden Ring is so good.
It's fine, but it's not the same type of game.
I want to get it, but it is still $60.
It's worth it though, man.
You'd probably like Elden Ring DLC. They have DLC?
No, they don't.
Yes, they do. They told me.
Well, no, because if we get it, we'd have to buy the PlayStation.
No, we
thing.
wouldn't. You can't play.
I'd have to turn on my PlayStation. Meek, I don't want to. I don't want to.
You're so mean. You didn't even tell me there was DLC.
I didn't know there was DLC. I'm just assuming that they're not lying.
It's releasing this year.
See? There isn't DLC.
We can pre-order it.
No, we don't pre-order games.
No.
Okay? I hated that you did that before I met you. And even after I met you, you would pre-order everything.
Yeah, I did.
It was so, and it was just because you worked at GameStop and they brainwashed you.
I guess so.
Into pre-ordering stuff.
Excuse me. We are fine. How are you, Leonard? Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm gonna ask you live on air right now.
Oh no.
What have you been thinking about our D&D games? How's it been going? How is it? Do you like it?
Yeah.
Leonard doesn't like D&D.
What?
Yeah, he watched us play and he's like,
oh yeah.
He's like, you guys are nerds. You guys are way too nerdy for me. Like he was just like, I hate this. I was embarrassed for you. That's what he said to me. He was like, I was embarrassed for you guys.
He said it was so close last week. What was?
Your boyfriend almost died.
We almost lost Kurt. I mean, please. We've almost lost Kurt like 10 times at this point.
It's
Let's be
becoming
real.
old news now.
Seriously. Like, I feel like this last fight, we've had more difficult fights.
Okay, so the creature was on the ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He was going to fly away with Kurt in his mouth.
I mean, he would have died.
With Kurt in his mouth, dead.
Yeah.
Okay, knocked out. If Kurt took one more damage, he would have been permadead.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then if he was permadead and you guys didn't kill the creature within the round,
he would not be able to
he would have
come
flown
back.
away. And then you guys only would have a minute to catch the creature, get Corey there to be able to revive him.
I don't know what that is, Nemesis, so I don't know.
What is the where is it?
Vengeance said
Where is it?
right there.
I don't know.
No,
what that is.
down.
This one?
Have you looked into playing around with something? Wait.
Oh, brazing. Not on the wands because I don't have metal. Why didn't you just read that?
Because what if it was something bad? I didn't know what it was.
No, Nemesis is good. Nemesis is good. You could trust them. You could trust him.
To each their own then. Can I see some wands that you have for sale?
Oh man.
T said, but he had 2 fails and it was his turn. Vengeance said it's on their website. T said, Leonard, you are missing all the fun.
He probably already left. It seems like he hasn't responded to my lies about him. He just said basically it's not for him. He's like, it's not for me.
I get it. I get it. It's just you're wrong.
He seems shy though
joking.
too. He seems like
a little bit.
a shy boy.
I mean, we do act kind of silly.
Sometimes you do.
I'm the only one that acts silly, actually.
Yeah.
Kurt does too a little bit.
Yeah.
T is too shy
Too
and
shy.
quiet.
Yeah.
And Michael's
Mike is
too new
cool. He's too cool.
And cool.
Yeah.
And Buckley just barely talks. He says some good ones though. Every now and
he
then he'll
saves
come
them
out
up.
with a
He
good.
saves them up. He has to build up for goodness, and then eventually he's just like, "I got this, guys. Watch this."
He'll come out with a banger.
Yeah, nice. A
slapper.
I was gonna say slapper, but that doesn't make sense.
Knee slapper.
Yeah, but I was gonna say some of the things he says slap.
I hate that term.
Got it.
I hate it so much.
Got it. Wands, yeah. So I'll do a quick little thing here. So we got this one, not quite done yet. Pretty simple, but still has to. You can see it's very plain, and you can hear it. Look, probably can't hear it. Yeah, can't hear it. It's probably blocking out the noise, but it's very thirsty. I was like thirsty. That's a thirsty one. They're all thirsty because none of them are finished. So this is another thirsty boy. This is actually purple heart. It kind of looks pinkish. Look at that. Like compared to your thing, it's like in between our hoodies. Look, like literally the color.
Someone said, so you made an elder wand.
Yeah, similar styling where it has the.
And T said, I talk all the time. I'm less shy now.
You are. You've been doing really good. Very well. Sorry, I said this wrong thing. You remember this one? I showed you this one last time.
Yeah.
How it, like I started carving it in more. So this is one I showed. I think I showed you guys this one before, but there's a bunch of carving happening here. Still very, very rough. All of these are pretty much roughed out and not done yet. None of them have finish on them yet. So this one again. Oh, sorry about all the noise. This one super rough. Still has a bunch of fuzzies on it. See the fuzzies? So there's a bunch of fuzzies on it.
Great texture on that purple heart.
Yeah, it's coming out. It's not quite done yet. Wait. Block your face. Block your face. You got to block your face, Meek.
On the tip. The end. Not that
This?
one. Yeah. It's like hollow on the inside.
A little bit. Not very. But again, still a lot of sanding and stuff to smoothen it out. To go. This one. Holy. You like, smell this. Very strong,
Gross.
right? Very strong smell.
Yeah. Burnt.
Very burnt smell.
I like that one. The
This
next one.
This one?
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's pretty cool. Look how weird it looks from that side, right? It has a little like groove cut out of it, as you can see. It's a bottle opener.
Tony said magnificent.
Look, it's a bottle opener. You just like.
Have you ever put gems in the end of your wands?
I did 1 or 2 in the past.
And then Nemesis said more great texture.
You like this one?
Yeah. Is it cedar?
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely smells like it.
I can tell it's pink.
Give me some of that water. Drip some of that water on here.
No.
With your straw. Use your straw.
I don't wanna. No, I don't want to touch my straw.
All right. Should I show that one?
Yeah.
Or should I show this one?
Both.
All right.
He's been teasing this one forever.
So this one's actually done, I believe.
You just haven't committed to selling it.
I just haven't committed to selling it yet. So this one, pretty cool.
You gotta show it up close.
I don't want to.
You gotta.
I want to save it for the videos, you know? But yeah, this one's pretty cool looking.
He was so excited when he made that one.
Pretty cool.
I like that one.
You like the other one better? Yeah. This one's also not done yet. It doesn't have a finish on it yet. But yeah, this one's pretty intense.
That one's cool.
Looks pretty dope.
It's okay, Kivox. I understand not wanting to sell it. Looks like a teacher's wand. Wow, are those metal basket things? They're metal. Leonard said, I'm all right as far as D&D. I didn't hate. I feel as though I didn't get into it. It's kind of reminds me of drama class. I think you need to throw yourself into the role to have a good time. 100%. If you don't play your character, it's not fun.
Yeah, and especially the way I run the game for the most part, right? Like I definitely do more. I try to do more role playing stuff because that's the parts that I like.
Yeah.
The story and.
We didn't really role play much our first game, and it was a cool story. But I feel like if it was any other story, that game would have sucked.
Curse of Strahd.
Yeah.
Curse of Strahd is
it's
a classic.
It's a good story. Like that's what made it good.
Yeah.
Like our characters were not good.
And a lot of times, like I love
hello Enzo.
Do a British accent. I can't. I am so bad at accents.
Hello Eden.
I wish I could do a British accent.
Sorry, I'm half asleep. It's
okay, Leonard. It's okay, my dude.
Kivox be doing a British accent.
No, I really don't do a lot of accents. I've been trying to do a little bit more, like some stuff and like character stuff. I'm really bad at going between two characters, like switching between like when there's two NPCs that you guys are talking to. I really try to keep them like to a minimum, like one at a time, so I can like focus on. All right, what would this guy do, and how would he respond to these idiots?
A Brazilian accent.
I'm really bad at doing accents. Like I don't even think I can do a Brazilian one.
He said I don't do an accent either.
No, you don't. You just speak normal. But yeah, I really like those metal ones. What I like about this one is that it doesn't actually have wood all the way through. You
Mm.
knew that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That it's just like this part and this part are separate.
Mm-hmm.
And then the metal holds it all together.
Ethan said I make wands too, by the way, but wait, maybe we
Well, we'll
can
leave it blurry. We'll leave it blurry.
collaborate on a wand.
We'll leave it blurry like this so they can't really see it. So you can kind of see what's going on. But you got to wait till the video to get the full effect. Nan, can you stop eating yourself, please?
I try to speak normal, can't add another difficulty on top.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love D&D though. Like, I would love to run like a one. I don't even know what we're doing for next month or whatever for March. We got
next month is February.
I know next month or whatever I said, March.
Nemesis said, "Yeah, I've been waiting for that video for a while now."
No, it hasn't been that long.
Dude, I've done my waiting 12 years of it in Azkaban.
I gotta finish these other ones before I can make a video about those. I'm hoping that I could finish these up tomorrow.
Eden says, "I love your videos so much, Kivox, and they make me feel happy."
Nice. Thank you.
Laughy face. Laughy face. Don't do it again. I don't feel like saying it again.
Wow. Jeez, attitude over here. Oh, man.
You're out of coffee. Boo boo badoo. Oh, you retracted a laughy face. What do you think about that? Collaborating on a wand.
Oh, wait, who said that?
Ethan.
Ethan. I don't really like doing that. Like, I have never done it. But I don't think I want to do it yet. And have you sent in any wands for,
I think
like,
your issue is time to do stuff like that.
Also, like, what do you mean by collaborate? Like, you want to make a wand together, or you want to, like, what is the collaboration?
Tony said your streams help me pass time on the treadmill.
Nice.
Have heard Wizards of Waverly Place might be coming back.
Making gains, dude. So that show was very bad. All right. It made no sense.
I never watched it.
It was really bad. It was like a wizard family, but only one of the kids, right? There's 3 kids. They all get powers and stuff, but only one of them could keep their powers. So they have to compete in a competition, like, to see at the end. And they're going to compete in the competition at the end. And whoever wins gets to keep their powers, and the other people just become muggles. They just become regular regs.
Weird.
But, like, why? Why? Who made that rule? Why is that a thing? But then also, like, it's just this, like, mess of, like, they get points for certain things. They got to complete classes, and then they get the points taken away because they did something wrong and they lied and blah, blah, blah. And it's just, like, arbitrary bullshit, basically. That makes
Tony
no
said,
sense.
"How dare you?" For some reason.
Hey, you can like it, but you have to admit it's not a good show.
Have you ever made a sword handle based wand?
Kinda. I've made a couple that are like sword like. I've even made one that, like, I was like, even when I had it, I was just like, this is like, I think Leonard ended up buying it. I was like, this is like a sword, like a small, like a long dagger or a short sword, because it was like one of the longest wands, but it had a very, like, flat, angular blade that kind of was sword-ish, and then it had like a rounded guard on it, like a flat rounded guard that went into the thing. Somebody dropping something off or stealing something from the front?
It would be hard. So wait, this is Nemesis. It would be hard to collab on a wand, kind of like trying to collab on a drawing or painting. Artists just want it their way, maybe at most during a brainstorm session before making. Tony said their magic system is way better than Harry Potter's.
Is it though? Like, I know that there's certain spells that they use the same word, and then like 4 episodes later they forget what the word was, so they made up some new word, or it was the same word for another spell that they cast later on. Like, there isn't a true magic system in it. Like, and granted, look, Harry Potter does not have a real magic system. Like, I totally agree with that. But I don't think Wizards of Waverly Place is any better, to be honest. It's just different.
I've made one for a friend before, said Vengeance.
Nice.
Ethan said, I was hoping to make half the one and you could do the other half and then glue them together.
No, we can't do that. We can't do that.
I mean, you'd
And
have
it's
to be
nothing against
so
you.
precise.
It's nothing against you. It's just like I work alone. I'm a loner.
Nemesis said, oh, I've made dueling wands that have wire made into the rapier guard.
Yes, I saw those. Those are pretty good. I like those. Those are good.
Vengeance said their wands were cell phones.
I mean, it makes sense. You know, you should be able to use a sending spell to send information to other people.
Leonard said solo wand maker.
Yeah, like solo leveling. Watch the first episode of that. It's okay. So far. It could get better.
Not related to wands, but I wanted to ask your opinion on Crimes of Grindelwald.
Like what I think about it? I don't think it was good. I love Grindelwald as a character, and I don't even mind that they changed his actor 3 times. I think it would actually be kind of cool if every movie they
should have explained it, though. He had been changed before, like shape-shifted. Why not just explain it?
I think it would have been really cool if he just had like the ability to change, and and he was like the doctor in every movie. They kind of they gave us a new Grindelwald. I think that would have been a great choice to start doing.
The fact that they made that choice in the first movie and then didn't expand on it and to explain why they got rid of what's his face.
Yeah.
It
would have been an easy thing, you know.
Yeah. I'm making a wand tomorrow and would love to give it to you for review.
I actually really liked Johnny as Grindelwald. I think he was great. I thought he was great. I don't think Colin Farrell was really good. It's Colin Farrell, right? I don't think he was very good because he wasn't playing Grindelwald. He was playing the character, I forgot his name, Percival or whatever, Graves, I think. He was playing him, so he wasn't actually being Grindelwald at that point. He only became Grindelwald when he became Johnny Depp at the end, or like right before it, you know, when he was doing bad stuff. So I think Johnny was really good, and he was very Jack Sparrow-y. I liked it. I liked the second movie. There's a bunch of plot hole stuff and dumb decisions, but I actually liked the second movie. And then the third one, it just got dumb. Like there were moments that I liked. There were visual parts. The movie was visually beautiful. It was great. But there was like, they tried to do too much all at once and introduce all these different like cultures and stuff, but they didn't focus on any enough to really give us any substance for any of them. So I thought that was a problem. But yeah, and then the ending didn't make any sense. Like it just was dumb.
Brendan said wand solo. Tony said it gets better. I prefer Colin over Johnny. Leonard said I love Johnny in his role.
Yeah.
Brendan said the Fantastic Beast I felt was way better than when Johnny was a part of it.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't think what's his face Mads Mikkelsen was bad though. I thought he was good. I just think it would if you know. Did my camera die? I think my camera died. Well, it's time to go anyway. So,
that was weird.
Let me. I'll turn the camera back on in a sec, and then we'll maybe have like 2 seconds of.
Totally agree on the third movie was Enzo. I love the name Enzo.
All right, so we probably have like no wait, it just shut off. It didn't even actually die because it has full battery.
That's weird.
Weird that it shut off. Maybe it just timed out or something.
It's never done that.
I really don't want my cameras to.
We can't afford any other cameras.
It's overheating.
Oh.
You see that little overheat thing right there?
Leonard laughed.
It's overheating. It's going to shut off pretty soon.
Benjamin said magic.
It's going to shut off pretty soon.
Ads are killing me during the live stream anyway. Dude, I'm sorry, man. Jeez, the dog has to go diddly diddlies. Oh, your poor puppy loves her daddy.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out. We will see you in the next Friday, and probably before that, I'll probably put a video out like next Wednesday. All right.
Bye.
Finish up some wands this weekend.
Everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, Nanny. Bye, Nanny. No, don't get me. You're so scary.
Bye.
Bye, Pop.